What is up, hair queens? Welcome back to my channel. Today I have something for you. I know y'all are laying up late at night thinking about 1.25, 1.5, 1.25, 1.5. Today we're going to resolve this. 1.25 or 1.5. And I know to many of you, it's like, what? It's not a big difference, but if you look at the barrel diameters, it does look like a big difference. And a lot of times when people do tutorials or kind of show how they get like those nice beachy waves, they show their tool and then they're like, oh, this is a 1.25 or 1.5. I can't remember. And they're like, it doesn't really matter. And I'm just like, yes, it does. Because someone like me who's not very well versed in curling, because I never really had the hair to curl, I am behind in the game. So I have acquired one of each. They are the Babyliss Pro titanium, and these are the ones that Sharon uses on her hair toppers, and I really like the way her curls and waves come out, so that's why I kind of opted for this one. Got them off Amazon. There is a price difference. I believe the 1.5 is more expensive than the 1.25. And it says it heats up to, I think it was 425, very hot, or it was like 450, very hot regardless. And then give you a little tour here. Here are the numbers. It ranges from 1 to 50. Don't really know what that means. I feel like that's not very helpful. I feel like I wish they just had the degrees, but I have it to 35. I just kind of want to start low. And it says push in for turbo heat, which sounds intense, which I'm not going to do yet. So yeah, I'm going to do half of the topper with the 1.5 and the other half with the 1.25, or the 1 1/4. So let's get started. I have already put some heat protectant in my topper, make sure of that, combed her through, and then I'll do half and half. Okay, so I'm just going to mimic the method that Sharon does. And of course I have the wig head pinned down, not on the silk, only on the wefting, with some T-pins to make sure it's secure. So she does it where it starts away from the face, which pretty much that's what everyone does, just so you don't have the hair coming towards the face. So you do it halfway first and you kind of curl down, and then she kind of like adds in the rest, leaving about 1 inch out. It's pretty high in heat, so I imagine it doesn't have to stay for too long. I do know that, I'm pretty positive that she said she puts it all the way in the fullest heat, and I think I'm actually going to try that, just so it's like full heat and then you keep it less on curled into the hair. So that one looks pretty good, but I'm just going to go ahead and turn her up to 42, 1 stop away from the highest, just so it doesn't have to stay on the hair as long. So I've seen a lot of tutorials where people say that they alternate, so it's just like 1 away from the face and then 1 towards the face, 1 away from the face and then 1 towards the face. But Sharon says she does it all in one direction and she just alternates when she gets to the back, because she feels like when it's alternating, the curls get kind of tangled into themselves, whereas when it's going all one way, it doesn't do that. So I am going to go ahead and follow suit of what she does. So again, it's like bringing it in halfway and then kind of rolling the rest in, leaving a bit out to get that beachy look at the end. Okay, and I've started with the 1.5 like I've said.
Now I'm going to continue curling this using the same method, going away from the face. And if you don't really know or understand what away from the face means, I would say just look carefully and look the way the hair is wrapping around the curling iron. It definitely takes practice and a few times, but you definitely will get it. So then I keep going away from the face until I get to the back, which is where I kind of start alternating it. And I do alternate usually around, try to do like a little bit of bigger pieces of hair or chunks of hair that I curl, and then like smaller ones, just to give it a little more dimension. And then here's when I'm going to be switching to the 1.25 inch curling barrel. And again, curling that first piece, the most important piece, to be at least just away from the face. If you kind of like, you know, alternate from there on, that's fine. It's just if you do it towards the face, the hair is going to be falling in the wrong direction, or kind of like into your face, which is what you don't want, especially with a silk top, because silk tops really need to be like molded, or kind of the hair has to be trained to fall the way you want it to. So I'm going to continue going away from the face until once again I get to the back, and that's when I begin alternating away from the face and towards the face, just different directions, so the hair doesn't get all tangled in the back.
Okay, so here is the final way she looks after having both of them done. So I can easily tell that yes, this is the 1 1/4 because they look tighter, the curls look tighter, and this one they are a little more open and not as tight, and the curls like happen kind of like they look longer if that makes sense, versus here they look not as long, like the curls happen sooner. Hope that's all making sense, but I feel like visually you can see it. So let's comb the curls out to kind of see what they look like. Okay, so this is, I'm like loving this little flick that's happening here. The 1 1/2, and then let's comb out the 1 1/4. Okay, let me also get a good look. So 1 1/4. I mean, I like it anyways. The back is nice loose waves, and then this is the 1 1/2. Okay, let's look at this again. 1 1/2, 1 1/4. Honestly, I feel like I don't see much of a difference. Do you, y'all? 1 1/4. 1 1/2. Okay, let's get this baby on. Maybe we could tell that. So even looking at it like this, I feel like I don't really see a difference. Let's get her on. First of all, this bitch is alive.
Don't mind that little piece of scalp that is poking through. Totally didn't notice it while I was filming. By just brushing it out, it'll go away. But also, this is a good freeze frame.
This bitch is alive. I seriously haven't curled this piece in months, so curling it just makes it feel so fresh. So I took a look in the mirror, and in looking at both of these, I feel like I really like this side better because there's more texture, there's more depth. Do you see that? Like all like the curls, they just look like there's more definition here. Whereas on this side, there isn't as much. And I have a feeling that that is because it's the 1 1/2, because it just makes sense. Bigger barrel, bigger curl, less texture. But yes, do you guys have a preference? I think I'm going to do this test one more time just to make sure that the results are pretty much the same, but I will also see kind of how they wear with days or throughout the day. Like, does one hold more over the other? Does one fall, the curl fall one more than the other? But I'm excited to finally be doing this test because I just want to know what the magic number for me is, you know. And it also depends on the length. Like if you have shorter hair, you might prefer an even smaller barrel. If you have even longer hair, a different size might make sense for you. I think it's an awesome thing to be able to share results and ideas and just personal experience with stuff, because it's nice to be able to learn from others or get, you know, ideas from, hey, she did that, let me try this. Or just like help someone avoid a headache from trying like all different curling irons, because for someone who doesn't really curl, I have currently I'm in possession, besides these 3 other curling irons that just did not work. And another one is a 1 1/4, and this 1 1/4 works way better than that 1 1/4. So I do recommend this brand, the Babyliss. There's a reason that Sharon uses it, because it really is awesome. And for someone who struggles with curling, I can tell you that if you also struggle or are learning, this is something I definitely do recommend. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. It is the same handle, I Work Crown Hair. And don't forget, we are fierce, knowledgeable, and taking control. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.